Did you know that one of the most powerful emperors in history spent every evening doing this? It wasn't partying or celebrating glorious victories, simply sat quietly in the dark, wrote in his journal, and reflected on death. It may sound strange, right? But this is the secret that helped him find absolute peace during the most difficult times. And the emperor I am talking about is Marcus Aurelius, known as the master of Stoic philosophy and famous for his classic book, Meditations. Today, on the Wisdom Daily channel, we will explore the 7 secrets in Marcus Aurelius's evening routine so you can apply them and find inner peace, living more effectively each day. Secret 1. Disconnect to find peace. Have you ever felt exhausted from being constantly bombarded by phone notifications, work emails, and social media? I'm sure we all have. That's why Marcus Aurelius, the famous Roman emperor, known for his Stoic philosophy, dedicated every evening to completely disconnecting from external distractions. Instead of getting caught up in online arguments, negative news, or endless notifications, Marcus Aurelius chose to step back and seek deep tranquility within his soul. In his famous work, Meditations, he wrote, "There is nowhere you can find peace and freedom as much as by retreating within yourself." But why is disconnecting so important? Let me give you an example. I have a friend named Sarah who lives in New York. She used to be the type of person who always had her eyes glued to her phone every evening, constantly checking Instagram and work emails even before going to sleep. Sarah told me that she often struggled with insomnia, anxiety, and even extreme stress because her mind was always filled with chaotic and negative thoughts. One day, she happened to read about Marcus Aurelius's evening routine. Sarah decided to give it a try immediately. Just a week later, she called me excitedly, saying that she noticed a significant difference. She no longer brought her phone to bed. Instead, she spent 30 minutes before sleep sitting in stillness or writing a few lines in her journal. And guess what happened? Sarah slept better, woke up with a more positive mindset, and her productivity the following day increased significantly. Marcus Aurelius's evening routine is not just for philosophers or ancient people. It's a secret that even we, modern individuals, can easily and quickly apply. So, what about you? Are you willing to try disconnecting for just 15 minutes before sleep tonight? Try putting your phone down, turning off notifications, and truly feeling your own peace. But this is just the first step. To discover more amazing secrets from Marcus Aurelius's evening routine, stay tuned for the next part with Wisdom Daily. Secret 2. Physical exercise to nourish the mind. Have you ever told yourself, "I'm too tired today, I'll just exercise tomorrow"? Marcus Aurelius thought entirely differently. Even though he was a busy emperor with countless national responsibilities, he always considered physical exercise every evening an essential part of his routine. Marcus Aurelius once wrote in Meditations, "It is a disgrace for a man to grow old without ever seeing the strength and beauty of which his body is capable." For him, exercising wasn't just about maintaining physical appearance or health. It was also a way to nurture a strong and resolute mind. Stoics believe that when you overcome difficulties in training, you are also developing the ability to face life's challenges calmly and with self-control. I remember the story of a friend named Alex who lives in Chicago. He used to have a stressful office job and often complained to me about sleepless nights. Alex had tried everything, drinking herbal tea, listening to relaxing music, but nothing seemed to help. Then one day, Alex decided to try Marcus Aurelius's approach. Every evening he would spend about 15-20 minutes jogging lightly in the park near his home. At first, Alex was reluctant, thinking it would make him even more tired. But surprisingly, after just a few weeks, Alex called me excitedly, sharing that these evening jogs not only helped him sleep better, but also significantly improved his mood. He said, "I feel like I've been re-energized. Not only is my body healthier, but my mind also feels clearer and much more relaxed." You see, Marcus Aurelius's evening routine isn't just an abstract theory. These are practical secrets that you can easily try out in your daily life. So, what are you waiting for? Why not start tonight? Just 10 minutes of light exercise like yoga, a brisk walk, or some stretching before bed, and feel the difference. But remember, physical health is only one part. To dive deeper into how Marcus Aurelius nurtured his mind and lived a truly meaningful life, stay tuned for the next secret, right after this. Secret 3. Self-reflection every day. Have you ever wondered why you keep repeating the same mistakes? Or have you ever gone to bed feeling that the entire day was wasted? Marcus Aurelius had a simple yet effective solution. Take time every evening to reflect on yourself. In his famous work, Meditations, he wrote, "Remember to ask yourself every day, what did I do today? What did I fail to do? And what can I improve tomorrow?" Marcus Aurelius believed that every day is a valuable lesson. If you don't look back, don't reflect on yourself, you are missing the opportunity to learn and grow. I want to share a small story with you. A friend of mine, Lisa, a primary school teacher in California, always felt exhausted by the end of the day because she constantly faced pressure from students and parents. Lisa told me that she used to avoid reflecting on her day because she was afraid of confronting her failures or small mistakes. But then, after discovering Marcus Aurelius's evening routine, Lisa decided to challenge herself. She spent the last 15 minutes of her day writing in a small notebook, asking herself simple questions like, what was the best thing I did today? Was there any moment when I lost control or reacted poorly? What can I do better tomorrow? Lisa confided in me that those few minutes of journaling completely changed her life. Not only did she feel lighter, but she also learned how to forgive herself and love herself more. Lisa told me, "Self-reflection helps me realize that every day has meaning, even if it wasn't perfect. That's the best part." You see, self-reflection doesn't have to be complicated or time-consuming. It's simply about taking a few minutes every evening to look at yourself, learn from the experience, and adjust your behavior in a positive direction. This is the key to truly growing and becoming happier each day. So, what about you? Tonight, will you take 10 minutes to try this small secret of Marcus Aurelius? But that's not all. Marcus Aurelius has even deeper and more fascinating secrets that you definitely don't want to miss. Let's continue exploring them with Wisdom Daily right now. Secret 4. Align with an ideal role model. Have you ever asked yourself, what would the person I admire most do in this situation? This is one of the most important secrets in Marcus Aurelius's evening routine. Marcus Aurelius was not only a great emperor, but also a devoted student of Stoic philosophy. Every evening, he would take time to reflect on his actions and decisions, asking himself, what would Zeno, the founder of Stoicism, whom Marcus Aurelius greatly admired, do in this situation? It may sound simple, but this practice holds tremendous power. When you compare your behavior to an ideal role model, you become more aware of the gap between who you are now and the person you truly want to become. I have a friend in Texas named Mike, young and ambitious entrepreneur. Mike had always struggled to balance his career with his personal life. He often felt lost, easily frustrated under work pressure, and was quick to lose his temper. One day, Mike shared with me that he started reading Marcus Aurelius's Meditations and was particularly impressed with the evening habit of choosing an ideal role model. Since then, every night before going to sleep, Mike asked himself a simple question. What would Steve Jobs, Mike's idol, do if he were in the same situation I faced today. At first, Mike thought this was just a small psychological trick, but after a short time, he noticed a significant change. He became calmer when dealing with problems, learned to control his emotions better, and most importantly, he felt he was getting closer to becoming the best version of himself. Mike once said to me something I'll never forget. Having an ideal role model doesn't erase my own identity. On the contrary, it helps me become clearer about the person I want to be. You see, Marcus Aurelius's evening routine isn't just a habit. It's a system of small secrets that help you live in alignment with your core values, always move forward, and become the person you truly admire. So tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself, what would the person I admire most do in response to the events of today? I'm sure you will find a valuable answer for yourself. And don't go away yet, because Marcus Aurelius has even deeper secrets waiting for you in the next part of Wisdom Daily. Secret 5. Change your perspective with the view from above. Have you ever gotten caught up in small troubles, only to lose your sleep and peace of mind? I'm sure you have. We've all been there. So, why not try the method Marcus Aurelius applied every evening? Change your perspective with the view from above. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his famous work, Meditations. Imagine looking down at your life from above. From this perspective, all your problems seem much smaller than you think. In fact, this technique is simple but incredibly effective. It's like when you're flying in an airplane and look down at the ground-tall skyscrapers and traffic jams suddenly seem insignificant, calm, and not nearly as worrisome as when you're on the ground looking up. When you apply this viewpoint to life, you'll realize that problems which seem big are actually quite small when compared to the entire span of your life. I remember the story of Emma, a friend of mine living in Seattle. Emma is a talented graphic designer, but she often felt stressed and pressured by her clients' strict demands. One day, Emma called me, nearly in tears, saying she hadn't slept for a week because a client wasn't satisfied with her design. I shared Marcus Aurelius's view from above technique with her. Emma decided to try it that very evening. She sat quietly, closed her eyes, and imagined herself standing high above the earth, gradually zooming out to look down at Seattle, where she lived. In that visualization, the design issue with the client became so small that she started laughing. The next day, Emma called me back and said, "You know, it's such a relief. These problems seem so tiny when I look at them from a bigger perspective. I realize there's no need to lose sleep or get stressed over them." You see, Marcus Aurelius' view from above not only helps reduce stress and anxiety, but it also helps you find the clarity to handle problems more easily and effectively. So why not give it a try tonight? Spend a few quiet minutes, imagine yourself standing in a high place, and look down on the life unfolding below. You'll be surprised at how this new perspective can shift your mood and attitude. And Marcus Aurelius's evening routine still holds even deeper secrets waiting for you to discover in the next part of Wisdom Daily. Secret 6. Cherish time with loved ones. Have you ever looked at the face of a loved one and wondered, what would happen if this were the last time I were with them? This is exactly what Marcus Aurelius always reminded himself of every evening. In his Meditations, he wrote something that moves many people. Never rush away from your loved ones, for you cannot be sure that either you or they will have the chance to meet again tomorrow. This may sound a bit sad, but it's actually very deep and meaningful. Marcus Aurelius's evening routine not only helps you manage your time effectively, but it also helps you live more deeply, cherishing every moment spent with those you love. I want to share a very simple yet deeply moving story from a close friend of mine, Chris, who lives in Boston. Chris is a successful lawyer, but he was always caught up in his busy work life. He often came home late, and even when he was at home, rarely gave his full attention to his wife and two young children. One evening, Chris happened to read that famous quote from Marcus Aurelius. Immediately, it made him reflect. That night, instead of continuing to work in the living room, Chris decided to shut down his computer, put away his phone, and truly dedicate his time to his family. He played games with his children, chatted with his wife, and listened to the little stories of each family member. Chris told me, "It felt like the first time I really saw my children's smiles and heard my wife's joyful laughter. It made me realize how much I had missed these wonderful moments." From that day forward, Chris committed to spending at least some time each evening entirely dedicated to his family, without letting work get in the way. And the miracle happened. He became happier, less stressed, and had stronger motivation to work more effectively the next day. You see, Marcus Aurelius's evening routine is not just an abstract theory. These are practical secrets that help you live a happier, more meaningful life starting today. So tonight, when you get home, take a real moment to look at your loved ones and fully enjoy that moment. You will never regret making this decision. But it's not over yet. There's one final secret in Marcus Aurelius's evening routine waiting for you to discover in the next part with Wisdom Daily. Secret 7. Proactively prepare for tomorrow. Have you ever woken up in the morning and immediately felt anxious or confused because you didn't know what to do that day? Marcus Aurelius had a wonderful secret to solve this problem. Always prepare thoroughly the night before. In his famous book, Meditations, he wrote, "Never let a new day begin without being ready to face it. By preparing in advance, you will step into tomorrow with confidence and calm." This means that every evening, before going to bed, he would spend a few minutes planning clearly the important tasks for the next day. It wasn't complicated or elaborate, just a few small notes, but they had the power to completely transform the course of your day. A close friend of mine, Olivia, who lives in San Francisco, used to experience frequent anxiety every morning. Olivia works as a manager for a tech company where her job is always filled with deadlines and immense pressure. In the past, she would wake up feeling tired and disorganized, sometimes spending an hour just figuring out what she needed to do that day. When Olivia began following Marcus Aurelius's evening routine, she decided that each night before going to bed, she would quickly jot down the 3 most important tasks for the next day and prepare everything she needed, such as clothes, documents, and her laptop. The result was astonishing. Olivia told me that after just 1 week, not only did she sleep better, but every morning she woke up feeling lighter, more confident, and completely in control. She said something I will always remember. "That feeling of waking up and knowing exactly what I need to do is incredible. It's like a mental gift that gives me the motivation and calmness to start a day full of energy." You see, Marcus Aurelius's secret is not just a small tip. It's a strategic way of living that helps you proactively control your life and reduce stress every morning. So why not try it tonight? It takes less than 5 minutes to write down 3 important tasks for tomorrow, prepare what you need, and enjoy the wonderful feeling the next morning. Remember, great changes always begin with very small steps. And if you're ready to apply these amazing secrets, let's move on to the important summary of today's video. And so, we've just explored the 7 invaluable secrets in Marcus Aurelius's evening routine, a wonderful evening habit based on Stoic philosophy that can help you live effectively and find true peace. Disconnect to rediscover inner peace. Engage in physical exercise to strengthen discipline and a powerful mind. Reflect daily to learn and grow. Align with an ideal role model to live according to your core values. Change your perspective with the view from above to reduce stress and anxiety. Cherish every moment with your loved ones. Proactively prepare the night before, so tomorrow begins with positive energy and confidence. Each of these small secrets, when applied consistently in your life, will bring about tremendous change. As Marcus Aurelius himself said, happiness in life begins with the quality of your thoughts. And always remember, it is never too late to become the best version of yourself. The secret to happiness isn't in perfect conditions, but in the small habits you decide to practice every day. If you found these secrets from Marcus Aurelius's evening routine helpful, be sure to hit the subscribe button on the Wisdom Daily channel so you don't miss out on future valuable videos. I would also love to hear your thoughts. Which of these 7 secrets will you try tonight? Leave a comment below so we can exchange and share your amazing experiences. Thank you for taking the time to watch Wisdom Daily. See you in the next video.